Welcome back to another episode of Ask the Attorney, and I'm your host, Alex Alexander with Client Focus Media. Today, I'm super excited to bring Shawn Sassooness from Sassooness Law Group. You can find him online at saslawgroup.com. That's saslawgroup.com. Welcome, Shawn. How you doing today?
Good. Thanks, Alex. Thanks for having me.
Oh, we're glad to have you here, my friend. So you and I talked a little bit before we came on camera, and you actually you have a few different focuses within the firms, and we'll call it plural firms, that you own and manage. So we're talking primarily right now about this one, which is a SAS Law Group, and this is more of a personal injury, and I think you have a little bit of the employment law as well on this particular site. So tell me, how did you, first of all, become a lawyer? What made you get into that?
How I became a lawyer. I mean, not very much of an exciting story. When I went into college, it was a lot about, okay, I'm in college now. What do I want to do? What kind of track do I want to take? Do I want to get into law, business, finance, accounting, marketing, medical? I was kind of open. I enjoyed talking to people. I enjoyed communicating with people. I enjoyed having relationships. I enjoyed helping people. I enjoyed reading and writing. So I'm like, hey, law would be pretty cool. So I took that route and honestly never looked back. Took those classes, went to law school, and I was kind of just like on the A line, kind of like I made the decision and I went that route and never looked back. And here I am, 13 years later.
Well, congratulations on over a decade. That's awesome, my friend. So when you started, did you intern in any one place or another?
So throughout law school, I worked at a bunch of different firms. I worked at personal injury firms. I worked at business litigation firms. I worked for government offices, different areas of law, kind of just get my feet wet, what I like, what I'm interested in. Coming out of law school, after I took the bar, I started clerking for my brother-in-law. He had a pretty successful personal injury firm. And I started clerking there, and I was there for 2 years. Once I passed the bar, I worked there for 2 years doing only litigation, litigating cases. I was in court a lot. I enjoyed it. I really liked it. After 2 years, built a clientele and decided to spin off on my own. And that's how I ended. And I've been practicing for a little over 7 years. After the first 2 years exactly is when I spun off on my own. So I've had my own shop for a little over 5 years now.
Congratulations, my friend. Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
So
thank you. It's been fun.
You're in California, right? And
competitive cutthroat California.
Exactly. So if you can make it, again, it's kind of like the old saying, if you can make it Peoria, you can make it anywhere. If it plays in Peoria, it's the same kind of thing. In California, there's so many PIs. So for you to be able to stand up tall and say, hey, I've been here, I've been doing this, my flag has been out for over 5 years. And not only do I have one flag, but I'm seeing 4. That's just on this site. So I know that you've been growing and doing very well. So if you had any advice to another individual who was in your shoes a decade ago, would you have anything for that?
Take opportunities. Recognize opportunities and be ready to take them. There's so many opportunities out there, and putting yourself out there, networking, and building relationships, which lawyers do. They do without even realizing they're doing it. But from there are so many opportunities to connect with people, partner up with people, work with different people, work with this company, this ad agency, all these different opportunities. Lawyers, by their nature, I just think they're a little bit more conservative, which is normal. They're taught to, take an issue, follow the rule of law, apply it, and come to a conclusion on how to handle their case. So I think lawyers are trained to be that way, and they're not trained to think outside the box, so to speak. So There's so many opportunities out there, and number one is recognizing them, and number two, not be afraid to take them.
I like your style, my friend. So first of all, I want to thank you. I want to say congratulations, by the way. And I want to thank you for being on the show. And I want to thank everyone out there for tuning into this episode of Ask the Attorney. If you'd like to learn more about Shawn Sassooness, you can obviously go to sasslawgroup.com. You can also come right here to iwannabuzz.com. Do something good for yourself and do something good for others.